love all forms of racing. I love everything that we're involved in. Everything that we do at Eldora, I always think about Earl and Bernice.
Mr. Earl Baltus and Bernice Baltus, $100,000.
While Earl was alive, nobody did it bigger and better than him.
Donnie Moran, you're a millionaire.
When I finally got in my mid-teens, I was like, man, if I could ever race sprint cars for a living and be able to support myself doing that, I'd be in heaven. That would have been like hitting the lottery for me. I mean, to do $1 million to win late model race, to do $1 million purse for a sprint car race, nobody had a vision to do that. Nobody had the guts to do it.
So I think in sprint car racing that ever so often we have to give it a real boost.
The richest race in dirt track racing history, the Eldora Million.
I always win, I never lose.
The sprint car industry has waited for this night forever.
I never thought $1 million and dirt track sprint car racing would ever be in the same sentence.
I love coming here for the big events. I think a lot, like you could probably walk them down the pits and like everybody's mind is on $1 million.
History will be made over $1 million to one sprint car driver.
It'll change somebody's life. And I mean, you're racing for fucking $1 million.
What would you do with $1 million?
Gold teeth and a neck tat and do what the rappers do.
We've continued to carry Earl's vision and his history of creating big events.
They got these cool $1 million bills with Tony's face on it. It's definitely an awesome atmosphere.
Thank you, Tony Stewart. This is fucking amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I'll shoot you down if you don't leave this town.
This is a half-mile track. 50 laps, it's 25 miles. Your kids will tell their kids about the first million sprint car race at Eldora. It's 50 laps, it's minutes of your life, and it changes everything.
So tonight's race, everybody's allocated 2 tires. They have to first get them here from the track. So they get 2 tickets, they come in, they get 2 tires, we stencil them up, and those are the tires they have just for tonight's race.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night's be 2 different tires, 2 different stencils.
Watching the haulers load in. Good fun.
Racing for the $1 million is going to be fantastic. We're super excited.
We're going to have preliminary set the stage for the $1 million race tomorrow.
It's always great coming back to Eldora. It's just always an intense vibe here, no matter what race it is, and let alone being $1 million.
We couldn't be more excited. What Tony Stewart and everybody at Eldora Speedway is doing for sprint car racing in general is pretty phenomenal.
It's a busy week. You know, we raced Friday and Saturday, and now we raced last night at Attica, and now we're here.
Shark Racing is very proud to be here, happy to be here. Pretty amazing that Tony Stewart and Eldora have put this together, that we can have a sprint car race paying $1 million to win.
I'm a little bit jealous, obviously, last year when they raced, you know, late models for $1 million. Kind of heard rumblings about it. And I actually texted Blake Anderson and said, hey man, is this true?
It's going to be a really emotional weekend, I think, for a lot of racers. How cool would it be to call your friends and tell them all that you just won $1 million race?
One guy's going to definitely have a life-changing experience at Eldora.
I think I'm probably the only guy here that ran both millions. This is awesome, man. I expect it to get even more intense tomorrow, and just the nature of what we do, and it's you know, somebody's going to walk out of here a millionaire.
Attention to pits, attention to pits. First hot lap session is at 6:30 sharp. 6:30 sharp for the first hot lap session.
Hey, good job on dirt. Kind of small, so I'm going to try to get everyone signing.
I think I'm to a point in my career where I don't get too overly excited or anticipate events as much as I used to. I think now that I've won some bigger races, I think anytime you can do that, it helps your mindset going back to another big race. So I don't know, I haven't really overthought it. I haven't felt any butterflies or anything like that. Like, I probably did back when I ran my first All-Star race in Cup, raced for $1 million back then. So I guess $1 million today feels different than $1 million back then, just because I've won a few of them in NASCAR, and I'm confident when we come here to Eldora.
Kyle Larson, he's a millionaire. He won the NASCAR Million 3 times. He'll be happy, but life's going to go on for him on Friday no matter what. So I want somebody to win it and says, man, I was able to take that $1 million and buy me a house or buy me a new car or take care of my family. $1 million, that's stuff for NASCAR guys and IndyCar guys and Formula One guys. I think more than anything, I'm just excited that dirt track sprint car racing for today and tomorrow is on the map.
In America, there's so many different forms of racing, and it's hard to cut through all that clutter. And it's hard to explain to people who don't quite understand dirt track racing why sprint car racing is truly the greatest form of racing in this country.
Sprint cars, considered to be the most daring, the most dangerous, and easily the most exciting of all motor racing. With little more than crash helmets and roll bars for protection, these men power slide their cars at over 100 miles per hour.
When I was a kid, you had AJ and Mario and Rutherford and Parnelli. You had those guys that were running sprint cars.
Jack Hewitt has won 4 wins in a day at the Eldora 4 Crown.
My life in professional motorsports, you learn from the guys that had been around. I mean, they were around and had won all those races for a reason, and you were stupid to not listen to what they were telling you.
Anytime I win Eldora is special to me, but tonight, like I was telling them downstairs, that we crawled back on the horse that threw us, and we rode it to the buzzer, and I'm tickled to death.
Coming to the checkered flag, here he comes, Jack Hodenshield!
Sprint car racing has its crown jewels and its historic events. I mean, the King's Royal, historic. The Knoxville Nationals, historic. It used to be the historical big one, which was the Thursday night. Those were big events. Those were the crown jewels of the sport.
Donnie Moran, you're a millionaire!
Late models got their million. Sprint car racing sat in the shadows. Late models got their million again. It's sprint car racing's turn. Tony agreed, if we're going to do this for late models, it's time to also do it for sprint cars.
This was something that we felt like would honor Earl and what his traditions were in motorsports and how he thought outside the box and created huge events. And I feel like looking down, I would love to just go to heaven real quick and go, how am I doing, boss? I feel like he would approve.
Sorry, you can't get here. We're going to send 11 cars, 10 cars, and 10 cars. And you must go in order. You must go. So if you're in the first 11 cars in qualifying order.
I don't even think any of us racers can really fathom what it's going to be like racing for $1 million or anything like that. And we've never got to race for this amount of money. And just coming here since I was a kid and watching my dad. And yeah, it just means a lot. I mean, it's definitely life-changing, and for me, I think just putting your name in the books at the end of the day, and that'll always be there. You always have to envision yourself winning, and I do that everywhere I go, so, just envision and then make it happen.
But we're going to set ourselves up for heat races tonight from our qualifying. We're divided into 2 groups coming into tonight. Every lap matters. Everything plays points. You get points for the qualifying, for the heats, the B, the A. You earn points all night tonight.
These races are a mindset, really. I mean,
I've had the great fortune of winning a lot of big races, a lot of Knoxville Nationals, a lot of Kings Royals, and am I going to drive through someone for $1 million? Absolutely not, because there's a life involved. It's the mindset that wins it. You got to do what got you there.
When I was a little kid and I went to the Grove and watched when the Outlaws would come to town, I always rooted for Stevie Smith. You know, I like being kind of the hometown outlaw.
All right, race fans, your fast qualifier overall tonight. How about it for Hanover, Pennsylvania's Logan Schuchart? Good news is you qualified fastest tonight, so you get a lot of points for that. But now you're looking at this invert wheel, 6, 7, or 8. What's going through your mind?
You want the 8 or the 6. You don't want to start on the inside at Eldora. So hopefully we get the 8 or the 6, and we'll just try to do the best we can. I've raced something my whole life, but obviously it started with my grandfather, and so it feels good for somebody in my position who still relatively feels like they have a lot of years in the sport and can compete for a long time to see the sport growing and be a part of it. Happy to be up here. Like I said, we'll see what we can do.
All right, race fans, how about it? Logan Schuchart, tonight's fast qualifier.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day you've given us here, this beautiful place.
Run for Logan Schuchart. Quick to strike for the 1S car.
Boy, Brady Bacon nearly come together with the 83. And look at the 1S to Logan Schuchart. Schuchart from the 8th starting spot to 2nd. Donnie Schott slides across Brady Bacon. Bacon comes back underneath him.
Just 2 laps to go that time by. White flag coming out this time for Logan Schuchart.
Schuchart is hustling that Shark Racing Drydy Duramax for 1S car. From 8th to 1st. And heat race number 1, Logan Schuchart figures out how to do it, 8th to 1st.
Well, you talk about flexing your muscle on that one. We'll put heat race number 1 into the books.
What invert, my friend? You just won that one going away. What's the emotions and the energy like right now?
I don't know, man. I knew that one it was going to be tough. I didn't expect to get a jump like that off the start. I was actually really disappointed that first one didn't go. And man, I was just surprised to really get that good of a jump the second time. We got a great shot at this thing. I feel awesome. We're going to keep working at it.
Race fans, let him hear it. Logan Schuchart wins DJ Forge heat race number 1.
From the very first lap of the very first heat race, this was no holds barred.
Green flag already coming out on TJ Ford's heat race number 2. Again, 10 laps, top 5. Looking to advance, gets real crowded for that number 1 spot. Hahn down on the inside for Brent Marks. Marks, one of the favorites coming into this, finds himself fired and actually going back through the field.
He's in 9th right now. And winning, Cole Macedo.
D race number 3, 10 laps, top 5 to advance.
It was a dream of mine to be a professional race car driver, to make a living racing. So yeah, it was a grind, but it makes me appreciate it all that much more. And the best version of me needs to be in the race car racing. There's a lot of money on the line.
We punch the throttle, and it's a jailbreak. 35 car, set and stellar. This week going to be one to watch for the number 49 car, hustling for all he is worth.
Brad Sweet side by side with TJ Stutz for the 5th and final transfer spot. Sweet threads the needle into turn number 3 as Austin Bishop leads another.
Big run coming out of Wrights. We'll hear late in the game. A little too late. Checkered flags out. We'll put heat race number 3 into the books.
To prepare, I just watched as much video as I could, just kind of how the starts work out and stuff, because half miles, there's a lot of opportunity to find clean air and make the right decisions. But once they drop the green flag and get into turn 1, it's kind of just, there's not much studying that applies.
Hey, we're green.
Green indeed.
Heat 4 is underway.
Woo! He tried to go 4 wide, coming out turn number 4 onto the front straightaways. Larson bold move down on the inside to take 4th away from the 1M car. That will shuffle Landon Myers back into the 5th and final transfer spot.
See what he does here. Nose wing knocked back a little bit. He'll dive down to the inside. Battle for the final transfer. Across the nose, Gil Thomas into the 5th and final transfer.
Meanwhile, up front, checkered flag comes out. We put that one into the books. Hunter Scherberg hangs on. Cal Larson a close 2nd.
Bill, What'd you draw?
It's kind of like the NASCAR. What would you draw if you're the NASCAR?
You got the 8?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
and
I don't
that's
know
for
what
our
else
group too, then?
Yeah, it's for everybody.
I'll probably have to check Twitter for the lineups.
We'll be like in the fifth heat.
Be the fifth heat, yep. How you doing, man? Feels really good to qualify good, get that first part over with, because it's all about points. So hopefully we have a good heat race, finish in the top 3 or so, and just kind of relax and just try to have a good run in the A main. Rico will be 6th, and Brown will be 5th. That's all I know so far. It's a pretty hard heat race. Pretty tough. Sunshine starts 2nd, so I was hoping for a slug on the outside of the front row, but that's not the case. So he'll win that heat for sure.
For me, I just focus on putting myself in position. We've had speed there the last 18 months. Eldora is one of my favorite racetracks, and I've had a lot of success there with USAC Midget wins and All-Star wins and World of Outlaw wins, and I don't know, I'm just going to treat it as another race.
They're not paying $1 million tonight. You're not going to win the $1 million tonight, but you can definitely lose $1 million tonight just by getting yourself in a wreck or getting out, having bad luck or being unprepared.
As guys, the 4 heat races for Group A in the books. Let's do 4 for Group B.
10 laps, top 5 to advance.
Oh, gravel. Payoff. Oh, red flag will fly. Cody Morosky upside down. Well, they can hear you. How about a big round of applause for the safety crew? They were there quick. They were right out of the gate. That looks a lot better. We're underway.
Better indeed. Brian Brown's got places to go and things to do. Down the inside for the number 21 car. Thought he was going to get P1. That's not the case. He'll fall back into 3rd.
Lee Jacobs leads lap 1. Brian Brown after Courtney for 2nd. Lee Jacobs leads, but Brown continues to up the high side with Courtney in 3rd, Gravel 4th, and same Haferteep Jr. in the 5th and final transfer, but Rico's on the fence and roping in Haferteep down the backstretch.
Boy, Haferteep just slipped the grip. He's unbobbled down into the corner. There goes Abreu into the number 5 spot.
What a run up the high side for Rico Abreu as Gravel going to challenge Courtney for 3rd. Off to number 4, Lee Jacobs picks up the heat race win. Brown 2nd, Courtney 3rd.
Yeah, Gravel's going to go 4th, and 5th goes to Rico Abreu in the 24 car. You saw the car get unsettled, and Abreu was quick to capitalize.
What a win for Lee Jacobs.
Yeah, they made him earn it, that's for sure. We've got a little bit of calamity down here in the work area, kind of in the work area. Tyler Courtney drove past the scales and then realized it and slammed on the brakes and spun out basically on the push-off chute. So we'll follow up on that in a minute. He was obviously displeased with his heat race result. We'll keep an eye on that here as the next couple heat races roll out.
Well, I saw Tony Stewart down there handling business, we'll say.
He was.
He was
He
handling
handles it
business.
well,
He
too.
does.
That was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. You put a bunch of people at jeopardy in here. I got people up my ass because you didn't come through. Fucking do that.
They all say, son, just when you gonna learn? You better quit that misbehavior.
That takes us into BR Motorsports heat race number 42. Cy Lynch rolling for that number 3 starting spot. And who he's outside is going to be NOS Energy Drink. West Tennessee expediting number 17 out of Worcester, Ohio. It's Sheldon Hodenshield.
My dad has tons of fans still, and I feel like they've jumped on board. And it's a little bit of pressure, you know, having everybody kind of root for you.
Good set to go green here on the BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Battle for your top spot.
It's a battle of 17. Shameyville in the black 17. Sheldon trying to cross underneath him. Down the backstretch, Shameyville has it by a nose, but here comes Sheldon.
You know, it's crazy that Sheldon Hodenshield got himself out front. Now has opened up a considerable gap of over, let's call it 5 seconds.
Yeah.
4.8 seconds. Sheldon was one of the drivers that everybody was talking about had a shot for the Eldora Million. And right now, he's kind of showcasing that for us. Picking up the win. How about that? Worcester, Ohio, Sheldon Hodenshield into 17.
What'd you learn about your race car there? How does it feel?
Knew we had to win that heat starting fourth, and not having the best qualifying run, but yeah, really happy with the car. The track's really pretty technical right now, so yeah, looking forward to this feature.
Two out in the front of the field, Sheldon Haudenschild wins Heat 3 in Group B.
Get set to go with our final heat race of the night.
You get lost in the racing. You know, that's the truth. Like you get lost in, we're out there racing for points, we're all out there racing for a living, we're laying it all out on the line all the time trying to beat each other, and so you never want to see anybody be in a bad position because you know it very well easily could be you.
Here we go.
Carson Macedo is coming down in the lead side to get on the binders. Chris Wyndham for the third spot, down the backstretch into 3. Paige Polyak has it with 5 down and 5 to go, but Carson Macedo is closing and closing quickly.
And Cole Duncan getting away from him for the number 22 car.
And there goes Macedo to the top spot in the 41 car. And picking up the win, number 4. How about a round of applause for Carson Macedo?
Carson Macedo wins the 8th heat, the Lemoore, California driver, as I think we are just about ready for B-Main number 1.
We can still grab a word with him about his heat race win. What'd you think of the race car there?
My race car was incredible. Philip Dietz, Bike and Nip, Nate Revitz, they were doing like a million bar changes over there and changing a bunch of stuff. And happy to put this all-ball 41 up front in the heat race. We'll see what we can spin here on this wheel and just executing the feature and have some fun.
All right, go spin the wheel. It's Carson Macedo, your heat race number 4 winner here in Group B.
All right, one complete revolution, and we're going to see if we get an equipment failure that results in a no invert as it's spinning around. This will be the 2 features. This is how many in the top points will be inverted for the feature, 8, 9, or 10 cars. And how about a little 8 action there, Carson? Not too bad.
Feeling great. Feeling like I'm in a great place right now, and hopefully we can just execute.
Knoxville Raceway about a month ago. We were running second in that race. Something broke.
Oh my God. Whoa.
I don't remember any of it. It completely knocked me out. And then all of a sudden, you know, I'm waking up, they're putting me on the stretcher, but ultimately ended up in the hospital, you know, with some burns. Slammed my leg up against the side of the race car. But now I feel back, you know, feeling 100% and like $1 million.
You could feel the tension in the air hours before cars started, and the drivers were so ready to go. But at this point, they've been in their cars, we're through the heat races, they know what they brought, they know if they have a shot at the million, and now we get to see what happens in the features tonight.
2 A-Main events here tonight. The Eldora Twin 25s, 12,000 to win. We are just about set to go.
Group A, your first 4 rows that made the invert, McKenna Hassey and Aaron Reitzel on the front row, Brad Sweet and Donnie Schatz in row 2, Cale Thomas and Kyle Larson row 3, and Giovanni Selzy.
4th row, Shark Racing number 1S of Logan Schuhart.
The biggest story tonight, hands down, is McKenna Hassey. Comes into this race, one of 3 females, knocks it out of the park, and is going to start on the pole of Group A's A-Main tonight.
We're at the million and got the pole, so I think the biggest thing is just getting a good start, trusting the race car, and just literally fighting with everything we have for 25 laps and just racing every lap like it's your last.
Green flag set to fly on A-Main number 1 of the night. And we are underway. Good start out front right, so we're going to work the rim onto the back straightaway.
Kind of dropping a little bit. There's Aaron Reitzel, lead flat number 1. Donnie Schatz in second, but he's under hot pursuit for the 49 of Brad Sweet. And here comes Kyle Larson as well. Battle for 5th. Logan Schuhart down to the inside of the 49X of Cale Thomas. Kyle Reinhardt shoots past McKenna Hassey to move himself into the top 10 in the 91 car.
Schuhart separates from that, moves into the number 4 spot. And again, Aaron Reitzel and the 57 of Young Money duke it out.
Here comes Donnie Schatz trying to crawl back into the top 5.
Swedes has to let out the throttle just a pinch, get her down into turn number 1, looks around the outside. Bold moves, he'll drive on through it. 2 more lap cars between himself.
Brad Sweet is absolutely flying right now. One of my favorite stories in racing. Jet moved Indiana with nothing. Just brisked it to be a race car driver. Now setting the pace here in Group A of night 1 of the Eldora Million.
Larson running 3rd on the field, can't get a grip on the number 8 car. Then a big old gap back to Schuhart. He's 4th. James McFadden's 5th.
Off of turn number 4, Brad Sweet will pick up the win here at Eldora Speedway.
It's life-changing for us dirt racers to race for this type of money. So I can't thank Tony Stewart. I can't thank FloRacing. I can't thank all you fans. It's not possible without all you fans. And we sure recognize that, you know, coming out here on a Wednesday and a Thursday and allowing us to race for $1 million. It's pretty special. You know, I know I'll have some nerves tonight, but you still got to come back and run through that heat race. You know, we'll see where we shake up. My car is really good, so that gives us confidence coming back tomorrow. And obviously, hopefully the stars align and we're $1 million richer.
I enjoyed the moment. It feels great. You kind of feel like, you know, you feel like a star. You know, you feel like you're part of the show, which is, it's a great feeling.
I know on the warm-up lap I completely missed the setup. I guess that's what you get when you don't have a crew chief, and it's just really frustrating and disheartening, especially when you can look around and see the talent on the wrenches down here. And you know, I mean, at least I know what I would have done differently on the car. It's tough to nail it when you're here as a driver and a mechanic, and you know, and I'm not trying to make excuses at all. I'm just being honest that, you know, it's not like a pity party or a jealousy thing or anything like that. I really respect them, and I'm somebody that used to be in the stands, and so I'm very grateful for what I have as well, and I'm just trying to make the most of it. So
thank you for climbing out of the car and doing that. That's fucking great. Excuse my French. That's amazing.
You.
I expected you to be like, give me 5 minutes. So exhale. Okay?
Okay.
Feature number 2 out onto the racetrack, and we get set to go. Here's your starting lineup. All the way from St. Helena, California, is number 24, it's Rico Abreu.
Number 21 is Blackjack, Brian Brown. Number 2 is David Gravel. And starting 8th, heat number 41, Carson Macedo. 6th row to the inside, number 17 of Sheldon Hodenshield. 8th row to the inside from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink. ZMAX Racing Products, number 7 BC is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Group B, battling for $12,000 and trying to get those oh so valuable points. Eldora Speedway, out of your seat and on your feet. This is the Group B main event. Rico Abreu and Brian Brown drag race into turn number 1. Abreu leads them off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Here comes Brian Brown to the bumper. Brian Brown's never won at Eldora. You heard him tell Ben Shelton early in the show how much he wants to win here at the Big E. Is David Gravel on the move. Gravel already into 2nd. He stormed from the 7th starting position already.
Where the 21 of Brian Brown planted his keister on the entrance. And here comes the 24 Abreu up to speed. Hello, how you doing?
Rico into 2nd. They're on blanket over the top 3. Gravel down to the inside, side by side for 2nd. Lap traffic. And now Abreu down the backstretch, race for the lead. Rico Abreu dives to the top spot into turn 3.
Wasn't much of a race for the lead. He just kind of darted around the number 21 car. Blackjack finds himself running P2 in a battle now with Gravel. Those top 3 cars still right there together.
Carson Macedo going to challenge David Gravel. Slides off Macedo into 3rd. Rico Abreu trying to track down his 6th win of the season, an 8th career Eldora Speedway win. Ricky Warner, the legendary crew chief, on the wrenches for the 24. The Whiskey Myers 24 is hooked up. Denny came into tonight as a favorite, and boy, has he proved that to be right.
Feature event number 2 goes to Rico Abreu.
I got a lot of family here. My best friend Ernest, 9D Creations, Missy and Marty Mello. I know they're watching my curb. Victory Lane is a really, really special place for a race team. So it takes a team like this of mine to just put yourself in position, and that's all I asked for all week, all year is just let's just put ourselves in position to win one of these crown jewels. From the first day of my career when I won my first USAC midget race here, one of them, and you know, it's just it's been a very special place to me.
They're in a great position to go for the big bucks tomorrow. How about it, race fans? Rico Abreu, your Group B feature winner.
Rico came about 2 laps away from not making the A main through his heat race, and that would have changed his entire night. Instead, the guy we have been talking about the whole time leading into the Million did exactly what we thought he was going to do. Rocketed to the front, took the lead, never looked back. I think Rico remains the #1 pick to walk away with $1 million on Thursday night. Everyone's going to try to calm down tonight because there's too much on the line tomorrow to be stressed or nervous about. They need to roll in here tomorrow, knowing history's on the line, but treating it like it's every other race.
Well, Chet, Blake, man, night 1 down, night 2. It's hard to believe this time tomorrow somebody's going to be a millionaire. And we're jazzed up. You guys were awesome. We'll throw it back up top to you.
Last night was incredible. Tonight's going to be even better. You will see these drivers walk out for 50 laps for $1 million tonight at the Eldora Speedway, a race that might be the only time we ever do this.
What would that mean to you to get that money for this team and these guys?
I don't know if I have the words in my vocabulary to explain what that would mean to me or mean to my team.
Doing this 14 years, it's 50K, all of a sudden they're like, hey, $1 million, we're fucking in.
They came from nothing. They've built their world. They've worked for everything they got, which is awesome.
Why are you guys Brad Sweet fans?
Because of him. Because of her.
Oh my gosh, look at this shirt. This shirt is miraculous.
Yeah.
I feel special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my boy right now is Carson Macedo, because he's a young kid and he rides the wall, and that's what I'm all about, fast and left. $1 million races tonight. If you want to see a show, come out to the dirt track, boys.
Welcome to the Eldora Million at Eldora Speedway, the richest race in dirt track racing history.
Want me to sign that? Oh, that's a cute picture. Savvy even made it.
I was at Lawrenceburg this year.
That's cute. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. You're welcome.
I've wrangled and I've rambled and I've rodeoed around. I never once thought of settling down.
I know, I was just joking with you anyways.
Didn't you make it?
You got flipped around, bud.
Can we take a picture with him?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bud. Yes, thank you so much.
What's up, buddy? $5.
One.
I really love the atmosphere. Everyone's here for racing. Everybody's really nice. It's fun. There's no other place like it. I just got Wikipedia, Brian himself to sign it. I got Larson, Selzy, Schuhart, Marks. I got mostly everyone on here. I'm gonna try to get everyone by the end of the weekend. So I'm pulling for Logan Schuhart tonight to win the $1 million.
Well, welcome to the Eldora Million. Tonight, we make history. $1,002,023 to the winner. That's more than $750,000 more than the second richest race in sprint car history. We'll get rolling into our team meeting. I'd like to introduce tonight's race director, Kevin Naus.
I'm going to get started. Some of the stuff I covered last night, I tried to get a lot of it out there. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. Thank you very much, fans and drivers, for coming to this event. It's pretty unbelievable that one of you guys is going to walk out of here a millionaire tonight.
up, buddy? What's going on, man? Glad you made it.
In 35 minutes, he's got to be getting in the race car. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, we've got probably roughly 5 minutes or so. Does anybody have any questions for Logan? How long have you been racing, Logan?
Been racing for a long time. My grandfather owned an amusement park, go-kart track when I was, we actually just got rid of it a few years ago, but I was racing that when I was 2-3 years old, so I've been racing my whole life.
My dream since I was a little kid was to race sprint cars, but how that was gonna become a reality, you know, there's plenty of nights I laid there thinking, man, maybe I should go get a different job, do something has a better steady income or something that I could have a family and support them. But I know if you do that when you're 60 years old and your time of the possibility of driving race cars is over, how are you gonna feel about yourself?
Just disappointed with how last night went. I guess not really angry, but just motivated tonight to get ourselves back in the right position.
We had a really good night with our Napa Auto Parts car last night. Started third in the A, and we were able to pick up the win. So I feel like we came here to win, and we'll be disappointed if we don't. But all we can do is go out there and give it our absolute best, and hopefully we're standing there in victory lane celebrating tonight.
$1,002,023 up for grabs here tonight. But to get there, you got to make it through the heat races first. Top 3 will advance directly into the A main event tonight. Positions 4th, 5th, and 6th go directly to the B feature event. Everybody else to the C main. Well, they'll try to race their way up through. And we get set to roll out heat race number 1. Waitings, we'll get the front stretch cleared here from the Flyers. And we get set to go at the Eldora Million.
It is now heat race time. 6 races, 10 laps each. Only the top 3 are locked into the million. 80 drivers came to Eldora Speedway with the hopes of winning $1 million. We're down to the last chance races. This is it. This is your last opportunity to lock into the field of 24 and maybe be a millionaire.
Heat race number 1. Here is how they will come to the green. On the pole, number 41, Carson Macedo.
Row number 2 on the inside, number 19. It's the Myerstown missile out of Myerstown, PA. Brent Marks rolls off 3rd on the field. And to his outside from Worcester, Ohio, number 17, that's Sheldon Hotshield.
Here we go. The Eldora Million. Heat race action is underway.
Green flag start, good even start up front, down into the corner. Macedo down on the inside. Peck looking around the outside, gives up some distance. 41 car goes to P1. Here comes a charge out of Hotshield. Trying to get back around the 19 car. Brent Marks shuffle back into 4th, or is he? Goes back for the number 3 spot.
Carson Macedo looking good in that all-ball, your alternative 41 car. Sheldon Hotshield and Bacon is chopping into that advantage that Hotshield has to the 4th spot. Yellow in turn number 4. Bradley Ashford in the 4X.
Yeah, it's kind of perpendicular on the racetrack, just on the exit of turn number 4, right ahead of your race leaders. Green flag coming back out. Macedo. Oh, no.
Sheldon Hotshield. Red flag will fly.
Oh, my goodness. That was catastrophe.
Well, good to see Sheldon Hotshield climbing out of the car under his own power.
Here we go. Green flag back out. We'll see if we can finish off these final 2 laps.
Whittle. How about Justin Whittlejet?
Yeah, that thread in the eye of the needle there is able to rifle his way into the number 3 spot for the number 67 car.
And on the turn number 4, make some noise for the 41 of Carson Macedo.
The white flew at one point, then the white flew again, and I thought the race was over. That was wild, but we won the heat race. I'm really happy.
My heat race was a marathon. It was an absolute marathon. I thought we were going to run out of fuel. Brent Marks ended up running out of fuel. We had several different restarts, and it was just intense.
We're in a really good spot. We'll just keep it rolling.
Race fans, he can hear you. How about it for Carson Macedo, the winner of TJ Forge Heat 1.
fuck that up. Sorry, fuck this up.
Put the outerwears on. These have outerwears.
You have a race director that don't have a fucking clue what he's doing, so it's getting everybody bunched up, and the 19 stumbled. At the end of the day, that's what happened. And I knew if I went to the outside of him, the race director would probably call it back and put me back 2 spots. So you try and go under him. We're hopeful just to be in the B off time or points or however it goes, and not have to be in the C.
The devil's work is never done. My desperado, my only son.
It's TJ Ford's heat race number 2. He's looking for the top 3 to send into the 8 main events. Flag goes up, and the hammers go down. They'll watch him down there. Buddy Kofoy down the inside. Thought he was going to be able to make a move. Instead, it's Rico Abreu blazing across the front end of the number 7 BC car. As he moves around Sunshine, Tyler Courtney sets his sights on running down Schuhart up front.
Tyler Courtney, the final transfer spot, with Kofoy parked on the back bumper. Yeah. Rico Abreu closing, but the hourglass is running out. Off at turn number 4, the checker flag will fly.
Tyler Courtney scored 3rd, Rico Abreu 2nd, and picking up the win in TJ Ford's heat race number 2, Logan Schuhart, the 1S.
First, he's got a little bit of fluid in here. He's got a lot of fluid. What is going wrong under the hood of this number 1?
I'd say we got a bad power steering leak. Couldn't see, and it got oil all over my gloves.
Logan Schuhart couldn't even slow him down in car number 1S. Has oil all over that cockpit. Man, if you don't think these guys battle adversity.
TJ Ford heat race number 3 on the track next.
David Gravel up front. We're underway. Look out, stacked up down on the inside.
Business picking up quickly as David Gravel leads him into turn number 2 down the backstretch. Jacob Allen in hot pursuit, battle for 3rd into turn 3. Jacob Allen challenging David Gravel for the top spot. David Gravel, the points of the World of Outlaws non-synergy during Sprint Car Series, picks up the win in heat race number 3.
They just threw one or lost it on that start, I thought, so luckily we got it done.
David Gravel, 1 for Connecticut. He moves off to the A main. He'll start no worse than 6th after winning heat race number 3.
There you go. BR Motorsports heat race number 4 lines up like this on the inside of row number 1. It's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet out of Grass Valley, California.
And we are underway in heat 4.
Another good drag race coming off the front row down in turn number 1 and 2. Sweet down on the inside, slides up, tries to take the wind out of the sails of Selzy. Selzy quick to look down to the inside, not going to be able to challenge for that top spot into 3.
Giovanni Selzy still 2nd with Cole Duncan running 3rd. Flat traffic going to play a role in this one for the Big Cat.
Not challenged by Lockie McHughes. Here comes the checker flag out of 4.
Brad Sweet going to win heat race number 4. Giovanni Selzy 2nd, and Cole Duncan going to lock into tonight's A main. Number 49, how about a round of applause for the Big Cat, Brad Sweet.
I felt pretty calm all day. Knowing that we had such a good car, and I knew that once I get out on the racetrack, I was going to leave it all on the racetrack. So, once I got in the heat, got in the race car, felt great. Won the heat, and the rest is history.
And Dylan Welch, the Big Cat, knows big events here at Kings Royal.
He certainly does. 2-time Kings Royal winner, and picked up his 6th Eldora win last night here in one of our features. So car looked pretty good last night. You feel like it's just as strong here in this heat race and tonight?
Yeah, car feels good. Yeah, we're not changing much from last night, so it's either gonna play out in our favor or not. 50 long laps. Just excited to be racing for $1 million. All
right, that's Brad Sweet, heat race number 4 winner, Blake.
Brad Sweet picked up $50,000 at the 2013 Kings Royal. 2019 picked up $175,000, and tonight into the redraw for the pull of the $1 million.
What's going on here? Why'd it get jammed?
You put the wrong fucking spacer on.
Come on, I have the $1 million fucking race. Come on. How do you make that mistake right there? Hopefully that's the $1 million tear-off package.
The next heat race about to roll onto the racetrack. Heat race number 5 on the pole. From Eldora, California, piloting the Finley Farms, JBI Group, Holkins Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, HendrickCars.com, number 57, Young Money, Kyle Larson. Starting second from Higginsville, Missouri, the Casey's FPP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, number 21, Blackjack, Brian Brown. And they're on the hammer and we're green.
Instantly on the attack for the number 71 car, Shane Stewart looking around the outside, had bad luck last night. Unfortunately for the driver of the 71 car, is trying to get her up to speed. Meanwhile, down the back straightaway, it's going to be Kyle Larson bringing him around here for lap number 1 challenge for P2.
Kyle Larson starts to pull away from the rest of the pack. He's pushed that lead over a second from Brian Brown and Spencer Baston.
Meanwhile, up front, your race leaders encountered lap traffic.
Kyle Larson will win heat number 5. Brian Brown and Spencer Baston join him in tonight's Eldora Million main event.
It's nerve-wracking starting next to Brown on a half mile. His car always takes off so good. So good to get the win and pray for a good draw here and get out and lead some laps.
We'll put that one into the books. Take us into BR Motorsports heat race number 6. And on the inside of row number 1 out of Clute, Texas, number 8, it's AA Ron Aaron Reitzel rolling from the pole. And to the outside will be the driver out of Fargo, North Dakota. Number 15, it's Donnie Schatz. Green flag is up, and we're underway. Then move down on the inside for Pittman into 55. Look out, they come together.
And how about that? Corey Eliason into a transfer spot as Seb Wise goes after Darren Pittman for 4th. Now Wise in a battle for the lead. Donnie Schatz goes to slider. Schatz leads lap 1. Reitzel not one to back down from a fight.
Good drag race out of the corner to the checkered flag. Donnie Schatz will finish out second, and Aaron Reitzel picks up the win at BR Motorsports heat race number 6.
I know at one point you had like big lists going, so I wasn't sure if at least you'd cut down into that or not.
Draw.
Right now? I thought that the third place guys drew first. Like third place guys draw 6 for 6 spots, and then the second place guys draw for 6 spots.
I thought they were just spinning a wheel. I thought you were spinning like a 0, 2, 4, 6.
Oh no, we're all each drawing individual numbers.
I thought we were just spinning in a wheel.
You must not know what's going on at all.
I mean, I knew a little bit, but I didn't look at it.
He's too worried about a tweet.
Yeah,
What'd your tires look like, Reek? Perfect. Last night? Perfect.
Last night they did?
Yeah.
Mine were chunked out.
Perfect. I run through the middle all race.
Dude, they threw the white with like 3 to go. Then they come back and the guy's like, oh wait, like he was like with the checker, like do I throw it, do I not? Like I look up and there's 2 laps left. Luckily I stand on the gas. Imagine if you didn't. Me?
Carson going to pull out the first pill, 1 through 6. What do you got? 2. That's not too bad. All right, front row start for the Eldora Million. You like that?
I like that. That's nice.
All right. Is that?
Just went up, drew a 2. Pretty happy with that on the front row of the Eldora Million. Pretty tough to be upset about that. So I know my race car will be good. Just got to put out some good laps and be there at the end.
Up next, our Heat Race 2 winner from Hanover, Pennsylvania. Race fans, give a hand to Logan Schuhart. Logan will draw for his starting position in the Eldora Million. It's the 1. All right, 1 and 2 are gone. All right, that's best case scenario. I think everybody has tabbed you as one of the cars to beat. Is this is exactly how you draw it up, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes the pole's not the place to be, but we'll take it.
Yeah, get the track kind of reworked out here on the racing surface as we get set to go. C mains lining up. We'll have 2 C mains. It'll be 12 laps of distance. Top 2 the transfer to the B main. And then we'll have our B main come out here and run. That B main will be 15 laps in distance with the top 4 transferring to the A main event tonight.
8th row to the inside from Worcester, Ohio. The 17 is Sheldon Hodenshield.
A lot of work being done to that 17 car. You talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Going to bring us to green off of turn number 4. C main number 1 is underway.
As up front, Robbie Price continues to show the way. The 7S car lickety split down the back straightaway, got himself almost a full second gap over Sheldon Hodenshield.
In turn 2 and off of turn number 4, Robbie Price will win C main number 1.
Sheldon Hodenshield goes second, picks up the final transfer spot.
B main time, 15 laps of distance, and top 6 cars locking into tonight's Eldora Million. The last chance to make the big show.
And the final semi-feature event of the evening is officially underway.
CJ Leary into the third spot right away. Oh boy, Buddy Kofoid down the backstretch going after. Brett Marks in the top spot. Hogshield already into 8th in the 17 car.
Yeah, rips his way through, looking for a little traction for action on the hot side of the racetrack. Drops down the inside of a canvas ride. The battle is for 6. That's your final ticket for the Eldora Million. Crisscross applesauce context. Hogshield up into the wall. Is going to check up a couple of cars back behind. Heavy damage. That's not just tire damage. That's suspension damage to the number 17 Hogshield.
Front end knocked out.
Yeah. What a heartbreaker.
So one of the biggest surprises and heartbreaks of the night, Ohio's favorite son, Sheldon Hodenshield, suffered heartbreak in his heat race. A crash in the beginning took him out of contention. Team worked really hard, got him back into the C main, climbed through the field, finished in that top 2 to get into the B main, was making the charge again. And to everyone's horror, the wreck happened again, took him out for the night. One of the favorites for the entire weekend out of the show. Rico, right behind Donnie.
I gotta stand behind him for the picture.
No, you guys can stand there. When you guys are done, though, please don't leave. Stay here so then they can do the full field picking. So now it's time. If you are a sprint car fan, this is the night you have waited for your whole life. Finally, our sports chance at $1 million.
24 of the best drivers in the world set to do battle chasing $1,002,023 to win.
It's all on the line for 24 drivers. We've seen the field, it is stacked. 24 of the greatest sprint car drivers in the world are duking it out for 50 laps for $1 million. This is it. It is all on the line right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls,
the Eldora Million is underway. Good start down into the corner. Big charge coming down off the bottom side. Logan Schuhart.
Carson Macedo with a monster run down the backstretch for second.
Got a big drive down in the corner for the number 41 car. Slides into B2. Sweet quick to turning back down to the inside. It's going to out racing to the line. Meanwhile, up front, Logan Schuhart still P1 on the field for the 1S car. Shows the way down the back straightaway. Top 3 have opened up a gap over the battle for 4.
Brian Brown going after Kyle Larson down the 21 car. Brown down to the inside, side by side for the 6th spot.
Meanwhile, up front, your race leader already in the lap traffic for Logan Schuhart. There's a slide job on lap traffic for Sweet, but here comes Carson Macedo in the 41 car.
Macedo closing in on the Napa Auto Parts 49 of Brad Sweet for the 2nd spot down the backstretch.
Look out, Macedo off the wall, down the bank, and grabs gravity onto the back straightaway and back around.
Boyd and Carson Macedo turn it up there though, pulling away from Brad Sweet.
He definitely sealed that deal into the number 2 spot for him. Sweet shuffle back into 3rd on the field. Reitzel still running 4th. Hot pursuit of that number 49 car. David Gravel rounds out the top 5. As it's now 35, make that 34 laps to go as Schuhart slides by that time.
Larson going after Reitzel for the 4th spot. Reitzel hangs on to it as we cross off lap number 20.
Brian Brown working on David Gravel. Spencer Mason's there to the 5, and there's your break that we were talking about, that caution flag coming out with 30 laps remaining. The open red will be timed, so the crews cannot enter the racing surface until we give the horn.
That's when we'll start the 5-minute clock.
the United States Auto Club, whenever we have an open red, you're not allowed to pick the car up off the ground. That's not the case for this open red. You can get the car up off the ground. You can change that right rear tire. You can change the left. You can change all the tires if you want to change the tires coming out here onto the racetrack.
A lot of tires. Fuel, obviously, it's been in the fuel the first few laps of this one. We're going to give you some updates on what we see down here as these teams go to work on these race cars.
Let's grab Kyle Larson here as finishing touches being put on the Silva 57. All right, what'd you feel there? Do you feel like you've got a good enough car in these first 20 laps to make a charge out of here the next 30?
When you can find clean air, it's not too bad, so just got to find the clean air.
Kyle Larson, you hear the strategy. You just got to find some clean air here, and he'll be headed to the front.
Crews, start making your way off the racetrack. About 30 to 40 seconds left. There it is.
There you go. 30 laps remain. And the Eldora Million, we're set to get back to life. We unleash the herd.
Macedo leads them by a nose. Schuhart slides up the racetrack. Here it comes. Oh, Reitzel around it. Larson upside down.
Oh! Yeah, that was a shakeup indeed. Caught a lot of good cars right there in that little ball of chaos. Unfortunately, Kyle Larson, with no place to go for the number 57 car, was the first one to make contact, and then from that point forward, chaos ensued.
Kyle Larson out of the 57.
Man, that was a tough break. That was a lot of fast cars we lost right there.
Hey, guys, keep an eye on Logan Schuhart.
Got fire and safety out kind of chasing that 1S car down in turn number 3 as we speak, so they're taking a look underneath the back of the race car as well.
We see those rotors glow like that sometimes, but when I looked at it, it was like shooting flames up above the tank almost, it looked like. So I don't know if it was just a weird freak thing, because it's kind of put itself out now, it appears.
We appreciate everyone still hanging with us here. It's been worth the wait. Here we go, we're back underway.
Out of turn number 4 we come. Out of the corner, here comes the big cat. Down on the inside, on to Prowse, trying to make a move for the top spot. Down off the bank, it comes Macedo. Big run for the 41 car.
Macedo and the big cat battle for second as Gravel closes on the both one. Brian Brown into the top 5. Carson Macedo and Brett Sweet having a war as David Gravel and Brian Brown do the same just behind him. Halfway home, 25 down and 25 to go in the Eldora Million. And it's been all Logan Schuhart, but off the car number 2, Jet, he can start to see the back of the pack in lap traffic.
There's the move. Brown out across the nose, clips the whiskers on the number 2 car. Does it again down the front straightaway. Picks off Gravel to number 2. That'll put Brown 4th on the field.
Logan Schuhart rolling. Macedo tries to rope him in. Schuhart's kind of pinned between a pair of lap cars. Big move by Schuhart to get through lap traffic.
Schuhart so far has been on a rail, has led every lap of this feature event thus far for the Shark Racing 1S.
Logan Schuhart's pushed that lead to 2.5 seconds. You can only imagine the emotions that Shark Racing is going through right now, Chet Krister, as they watch their 1S. Bobby Allen's grandson chasing $1 million payday with 3 to go.
The white flag comes out. It's the final voyage of velocity in the Eldora Million. Look out, Schuhart ricochets off the wall.
Final 2 left-hand turns. Logan Schuhart to the middle of 3 and 4. Off at turn number 4. Logan Schuhart, you are a millionaire.
I hope any kid, if anybody ever tells you can't do anything, I know you hear that a lot, but there's lots of nights where I sat laying there thinking, should I, do something else? I don't know if I'm good enough for this. What if I never win one of these big races? I ask God every night before I start this race, watch over myself, my competitors, keep everybody safe, just help me drive to the best of my ability, and the man upstairs sure did that tonight.
feel like the Cinderella story is a cliche. The rags to riches story is a cliche. But it's really what everyone wants, right? Like, you want that cliche. That's what American race fans and American sports fans want. We love the underdog story. And I don't think there was a bigger underdog story going into this weekend than Shark Racing. And could this team pull off the unthinkable? You see Logan's car catch up in flames and up the back of his fire suit. Is this the moment that could completely derail his run? And it wasn't. He overcame again.
This guy right here, what has Bobby meant to you? Past the family, what does he mean to you in your life and your career?
Well, if this man wasn't around, I never would have been introduced and gotten a race car to begin with.
My grandfather, Bobby Allen, he's won some of the biggest races. He's always been considered an underdog though. Never had the flashiest stuff, but that never stopped him from trying to compete with the best. He's tried to instill that in Jacob and I. You know, a no-quit attitude. He always has. Just means a lot when people like that believe in you. It's my grandfather. Yeah, that's what he is to me.
Yeah, I'm happy for the 1S team. You know, ultimately, like, I think sprint car racing in general can learn a lot. I think anybody in their life in general could learn a lot from what Shark Racing's accomplished. They came out, and I remember in 2012, maybe it was my first year in a sprint car, and they joined the Outlaw Tour. And I remember, I mean, I'll be dead honest, I remember thinking there's no way they're ever going to make it.
The odds of us even making it on the road or competing, and then here we are 10 years later, winning the biggest sprint car race in history. You know, just all the people involved since the very beginning. You know, you'll have random fans that, you know, say, hey, I can't do much, but I want to buy you a tire tonight. Those people don't really know how far that goes.
Everyone who was watching this race and this sold-out crowd and know the attention that was on this race and this sport for one night. For one night, it was all us. We don't know if a million will ever happen again. I hope it does. We don't know. Before that one night it happened, and it was magic.
$1 million, that just, I don't know if I can fathom what that kind of money looks like. And I don't think until it, you know, hits a bank account, you know, I don't know if I got a physical check that I'm going to hand to the teller or what, I don't even know how this works, but she's probably going to look back at me like, are you sure that's right? And I'll feel the same exact way. Just very thankful to be able to get it done for myself, my team. I couldn't ask for better people in my corner. To tell their kids one day that they won this race means the world to me.